What's up, party people? Welcome to tonight's episode of Life Unmedicated. This is episode 81, I'm pretty sure. I should have checked this before I came up on here, but I'm pretty sure the last time I did an episode, here you go, was, November 17th, and it's now December 4th. So, it's been a while. I do apologize. It's just been kind of a hard time, a little bit, like emotionally. I've been kind of going through it. My mom was here for a few weeks. I don't really remember everything we talked about on the 17th, but I think that was. I want to say, okay, so the 17th was a Friday. So 17th was a Friday. My mom left on the 28th. So after that, after the 17th, I know I had been having a hard time. I had a really hard time adjusting, and so I was kind of just dealing with that kind of stuff. On the 21st, exactly a week before my mom left, my adjustment kicked in. I did a lot of praying on it too, so Jesus fixed it. But, so I'm not really sure exactly what happened. I mean, it's probably a hashtag combination of all those things. So, whatever happened, Jesus fixed it, okay? And after that, it was like a weight off my shoulders. I wasn't like super self-conscious. I wasn't like walking on eggshells, worried about like my mom making comments and stuff. It was kind of just more like I was able to like let my hair down, enjoy myself. We had a gay old time. Like we had a blast once I got, adjusted, I guess, and once I kind of just got over myself or whatever was going on. And I've definitely talked about it with my therapist. I've talked about it with my therapist friends, and I've talked about it with my friends who are also therapists. And I've talked about it with my friends who aren't therapists. And there have been definitely some, some concepts that I agree with, just regarding like not being super hard on myself. And my mom herself said that she did not notice anything. So kudos to me. I'll pat myself on the back for that. I would never want her to feel like I would never want her to take it personal. Although, I mean, I guess I can't say it's not personal, but it's also not personal. Like, I've had this issue before with having guests, and my adjustment period is gangster. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, there was a smidgen of personal to it because of the fact that, like, she's my mom. So, obviously, like, it's really easy to get triggered for your mom to trigger you. And so, there is that element of it, but I would never want for her to feel that way because I just don't think it's productive. I don't think she deserves to feel bad. I love my mom. I think she is the bee's knees. Like, she's hilarious, and she did a darn good job, with little to no resources, raising 2 children as a single mom. So, like, she did that, okay? She did her big one with that. And I would never want her to feel any type of animosity from me. So I really tried my hardest to just like kind of resolve things internally. And I think I did a decent job. I did a lot of crying when she left because I felt like, nope, I'm not gonna cry. The night before she left, I cried myself to sleep, and then the morning she left, I cried, and then the afternoon she left, the morning that she was going to leave, I cried, and then the next morning when I woke up and she wasn't there, I cried again. Different reasons though. I cried the night before she left and the morning she left because I felt like I had wasted 2 weeks. I felt like, why can't I be the type of person who can just like fake it? Like, why can't I be the type of person who doesn't need to adjust? Like, I felt like those 2 weeks were wasted on me feeling a type of way and acting like it. But she said she didn't notice, so, and I'm gonna take her word for it. My mom, she doesn't really like mince words. So I feel like if she felt it, she would have told me. I think we're just a lot alike though. So like in the times when I felt like being in my own space, she probably just felt like being in her own space too. And so I shouldn't read like too much into it on my side from her point of view. And then, when I woke up the next morning and she wasn't here, I just started crying because I felt like, where's my mom? Like, I had gotten used to her being here. And it's hard when you're not, like, in the same city, as your mother. As I'm a daughter, so that's the only point of view that I can really come from. But I think, daughters and their mothers have very special relationships one way or another. I've experienced both sides. And not having her around and then having her around consistently, even though we were in the same space, and even though it was kind of hard at first, I got used to it and I got used to having her around. So it was a little hard to, like, for her not to be here. It was quiet. I'm like, where's my mom? Like, she's not loud, but I could usually, like, hear the TV going, or, like, if she was on the phone, stuff like that, or, like, her getting breakfast, stuff like that. It was an adjustment for sure to not be by myself in my home, but, like, it was a welcomed adjustment. So, anyway, I realized while she was here, and I feel like I've talked about this before, but I definitely had a lot of sensory issues, and I realized, like, how bad they are while she was here. And so, yeah, that's something that I'm definitely kind of, like, paying attention to. I also was, like, often triggered when she would, like, not remember things that I told her, and it made me really feel like it triggered me because when I was younger, I always felt like she never listened to me. I felt like it was by choice. I have a younger brother. They favor, and, he's the youngest, and he's a boy. So all of those things, I really didn't look at it. I didn't know the problematic relationships that some mothers have with their sons when I was young. So I really interpreted it as she likes him more because he looks like her. She likes him more because he's a boy. Stuff like that. And so it gave me a resentment. And although I do realize that it probably has nothing to do with complexion, but it had more to do with the fact that he's her son, and that relationship in and of itself. I didn't realize this until I was older, so I still processed it that way when I was younger. It still impacted me like that. And so it's something that I'm trying to unlearn and not, have any kind of, like, residual feelings regarding that. But I used to always feel like she would never listen to me because she liked him more. So he would blame something on me. I would tell her straight up, like, I didn't do that. Like, he's lying. She didn't care. Well, she didn't believe me. So, like, and that happened all the time. So, like, when she was here and she's, like, not listening to me, or she'll tell me, like, oh, I didn't remember that you said that, it kind of triggered me because I always felt like back then she wasn't listening, and I felt that way currently when she would say that she forgot. I kind of had to let that go because I don't be remembering shit either. So, like, even though I may have interpreted it that way, that doesn't mean that that's how that's what it is. And so, like, I just have to, like, have some grace and, like, have the same grace with her as I would want for someone to have with me and my non-memory having behind. So, it was fine. The trip ended really well. We had a great time. Overall, we had a great time. I'm so glad she came. It kind of went by fast. Like, I can't even believe I'm back in my little office/guest room. It was like months of, like, oh, my mom's coming, she's coming, she's coming. And then all of a sudden she was here, and now she's gone back home. And it's just like, and we're back. But she'll be back in the summer, so that'll be really nice. That'll actually be even more nice, because I'll be able to take some time off work. I'll be, the days will be longer, so we'll be able to do things even if I do have to work, it won't be getting dark at 2 p.m. So we'll be able to do stuff. My pool will be open, so she'll be able to enjoy herself up there. They're doing construction now. Actually, now come to think about it, I guess that means we're getting a new pool and rooftop. That's cool. So yeah, though all those things will be, reasons as to why it'll be even more lit next time she comes. I feel like 3 weeks was the sweet spot, maybe a month, but yeah. At first she was gonna stay for like 3 months, and I was like, woohoo! But then now I'm like, okay, well maybe, like 1 month. But at the same time, like, I would love for her to live here, just not like with me. I would love for us to live in the same city again. I often think of moving back home. Often. Probably not a day goes by. Especially when I have to pay my rent, get gas, I'm in traffic. Okay, so every day. Yeah, every day. But anyway, there was something else I wanted to talk about. I'm not really sure what it is though. But I don't know. I knew I should have written it down. I didn't. My bad. But what what we can do while I kind of try to think about it is like just kind of go back over. Not go over, but just in summary, the past couple weeks have been difficult. I think the week of Thanksgiving, I think I worked out like once. I just didn't really have time. Last week I only worked out once. I was kind of like going through this emotional, situation with my mom leaving, and then like trying to get back on track with things, clean my house, catch up on work. I had so much work to catch up on. I just caught up on it today. Oh, I should have wrote myself some goals. I guess I'll freestyle it. But yeah, I didn't really have many goals the past couple weeks, except for to, finish my work. But I mean, that was gonna have to happen if I want to get paid. So because it's my part-time job, so I have to get things done by a certain time to get that moolah. But but like I'm back in the gym as of today, and my eating habits they've been decent for sure. Like better than when I was inhaling everything, but not as good as they should be. Today was my first day starting keto for the rest of the year. Actually, I think I'm going to try to go until March. Ooh, that sounds like so long. Let me just start with December. We'll start with December, and then I'll go from there. Oftentimes when I find something that works, it motivates me to stick to it. So I know that keto works because I did it before and it was very effective. So I'm hoping that, it can be effective again. I often go back and forth between like, on my Mary J. Blige, Take Me As I Am, and then on my like, I want to get snatched, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't know. So when I think when it gets hard, I'm like, it's fine. I'm fine. Like, I don't need to lose a bunch of weight. I'm good. But then when I go to put some clothes on that I really like, and I can't find nothing to wear, I'm all types of B words, all types of fat B's, like just terrible. Yeah, it's not okay. I'll be the first to acknowledge it's not okay. So I think I've landed on just kind of like doing my best, but like in a way where it's like, I know that I have to try harder. I know that nothing worth having comes easily, including being able to fit back into my clothes that I love so much. So I got 2 pair of jeans that I will probably never fit, and I just bought them, and I don't know what I was thinking, but they barely, like, I think they might have gotten over my rear end. And it's not like I have like a huge behind or something. They just don't fit. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to work something out because I know she's not finna take them back because I got them on sale, and I can't even exchange them because I don't have any bigger sizes. But I did get some clothes that actually fit, and it has been helpful. But I cannot afford to buy a new wardrobe. Like, I feel like I just bought new clothes earlier this year to accommodate for the fact that I was never going to get back down to where I was like 3 years ago. And now it's like I'm having to do it all over again. I'm not going to do this every year. So I'm just trying to be like disciplined because I'm not going to, I can't, I'm unable. But anyway, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've been feeling pretty good. Things are going well overall, at work. In my personal life, things have been going pretty good. In my religious life, things are going pretty good. I went to new members orientation on Saturday, which was really nice. We was in that thing for 5 hours, but it didn't feel that long, honestly. Once I realized they were serving lunch, I did get a little anxious because I like to eat. But aside from that, it didn't feel like a chore. It didn't feel like, oh, I'm so bored. It just felt like I was getting some really useful information, and like I'm really interested, and I was really intrigued by the information I was getting. And I think it helped that I had met this lady there. We was both late and lost, so we kind of bonded over that. And then we sat together, and then we had conversation. And, you know, she's a woman of Christ as well, and I feel like she would make a great, like, friend and mentor figure, like, in the religious sense of the matter. So, yeah, that was cool. I was able to... I had a conversation with my best friend, and I was complaining to her about something, and she was like, friend, that sounds like unforgiveness. And I was like, yeah. She was right, so I had to pray on it. And, you know, every time God changes my heart, it just blows my mind. Like, there have been a few occasions within the past few months where I have just had to pray for God to change my heart because I felt overcome by or overwhelmed by certain emotions, certain negative emotions that I don't like to have. Like, I don't like when thinking about things gives me like that feeling in my heart or like in my gut, that twinge, that like bit of anxiety. So I had to really pray on that, and I feel like I can think about those people and those things now, and I don't have that. So very grateful about that. Anyway, all that to say, I think right now I'm doing all right. I could be doing better with my routine, but I'm getting back on the horse this week. And, you know, I'm trying to, like, learn more about keto so I can do it correctly this time. I didn't really know that. I just thought it was, like, fruits, veggies, meat, and cheese. Or dairy, I guess, but cheese is really the only dairy I eat. You know, basically like no bread. That's what I thought. Oh, my stomach. But there are like, which makes sense because some fruits are too sweet, or not too sweet, but very sweet or sweeter than others. So I didn't really know that like fruits had like some fruits could have too many carbs. So I'm like looking up how to do it correctly, basically. And I've been eating a lot of well, not a lot, but like a half a grapefruit a day because it helps with digestion. But grapefruit is one of the fruits that have a lot of carbs in it. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. This is like not applicable or not. It's like just off topic. So anyway, I think that's it. My goals for this week will be to work out 4 times, to sustain a keto friendly diet. I'll be starting back up my factor meals next week. I already got my backlog work done. What else? Oh, to send in the signed supervision sheets for my licensure. I don't know if I mentioned that I got that back. I got my application. I got word about my application, and I just was missing 2 signatures. So as soon as I send those in, your girl will be approved to take the test, and then I will be licensed shortly thereafter. I need to start breaking up some goals regarding studying, because I don't want to put this off. I want to have my clinical license, I'm going to say by May, but that's real loose. Like, I would like to have it by my birthday, but that's super loose. Like, I don't need to have it. I don't want to be like waiting that long. I want to say March for real, but it's a busy year. Like, I have the bachelorette party in January, I have the wedding in March. I mean, I guess I could study for it in like late January and February and then take it early March before I go home. That would be a really great way to celebrate before the wedding, obviously, because I'll be there for 2 weeks, so not to worry. Also, my best friend, she's going to be really happy for me, so I'm sure she will want to celebrate. Obviously, nothing big. I'll be going back home, so it's not like I'm about to throw a party, but definitely something to celebrate, so... Anyway, I think I've gone off on enough tangents for the evening. I'm trying to pick this back up. I did a pretty good job tonight. I was just about to get into Real Housewives of Potomac, but I was like, girl, if you watch that, then you're going to want to catch up on Married to Medicine, and then it's going to be like, oh, I'm too tired. So anyway, I'm glad I did it. I am aiming for like every other day, at least 3 times a week. And yeah, I mean, I feel like what I wanted to talk about was good, but I really could not remember what it was. It's all good though. I'm sure it'll come to me at some point in time. But anyway, thank y'all so much for rocking with the kid. Again, I apologize for the long lapse in episodes, but I'm back like I never left. So yeah, have a great rest of your evening or morning or afternoon, whatever. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.